Jai Hind student, I am Dr. Anand Tyagi from Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. Today I am going to deliver my lecture on Engineering Mathematics First KAS 103T. Today we discuss about the module 3. Before it we have done complete some portion of this module. Today is very interesting lecture and very most important lecture, that is depend on our calculation, right, and that is approach as theory as well as practical. So today lecture is the approximation error. What is approximation error? First of all I explain here. Schedule of the today lecture is module 3 differential calculus second, and today contents are first of all introduction of approximation of error. First of all I explain what is error, and after this I explain what is approximation error and solve the given problem based on above question, and then explain what is types of error and what is the role of types of error in our engineering as well as our daily life. And after this I explain some question based on the above topic. In the last I introduce, right, what is the maxima minima, right, that is the only introduction part of maxima minima, and I repeat some topics of the 12th level. Right, now question is that what is the role of error approximation in our engineering. First of all I give some example, but before it, right, today contents are refer from the book E. Krejcik Advanced Engineering Mathematics, Maurice de Weir, B.B. Ramanna and B.S. Grewal. Student can opt any one of them to solve their queries, their problems, right, and they can be contact me after the lecture if they have any problem. First of all I explain here introduction of approximation, error and approximation. What is the role of error and what is the role of approximation, and combined topic is error approximation, right. Suppose I ask a question to the student, we have practical based on time period 2 pi under root L upon G. In laboratory we calculate the value of G at a particular place while we have a length of the bob, and T is the time period, how many oscillation we convert here, and 2 pi is the fixed value. And suppose after the practical approach at Ghaziabad G will be 9.9, but accurate value of G is, right, this is calculated value, this is accurate value, and this is suppose 9.8. right. So what is the difference between accurate value and computational value? That means we can say that practical value. So how to calculate? That means there is a 0.1. So that is known as error in this practical situation, right. Error may be in theoretical part. Suppose I write another example, right. Suppose in the classroom, right, teacher said to the student that you have the multiply, right, 5 in 6, but by mistake student multiply 6 and 4. So what will be the result here? 6 5 is 30 and 6 4 is 24. So difference will be error here. So what happens here? So happens will be 30 minus 24 6. That means in calculation 6 is the error, and we calculate what is the percentage error, what is the absolute error, what is the relative error, right. So in this way we can calculate the such type of errors. In this way we can calculate the computational error. The right types of error is computational error, percentage error and relative error. So these are the types of error in our syllabus. So in this way we can find out our problem, right, how to calculate. So problem is depend the number of variable. Suppose u is the function of two variable x and y, right, and delta x is the error in x and delta y is the error in y. How to calculate the result and what will be the change in resulting function we see here, right. So in this way we can find out by mathematically delta u, that means change in u will be change in x, change in y and minus uy. So what will be the effect of this calculation we see here very carefully. So result will be here, right, ux plus delta x, y plus delta y minus uxy is equal to this. So what will be the conclusion of such type of calculation we see here, right. This is the derivative of, right, with respect to x, and this is the derivative with respect to y, because change in y and there is change in x. So we see here what will be the result here, right? So we see very carefully, right? This is the partial derivative of del u over del x. That is the definition of partial derivative. In the same way, right, del u over del y will be, result is this. So in this way we can find out our derivative, partial derivative, and this will be the change in u. This is known as change in u. That means we can say that this is the definition of total differentiation. So in this way we can find out our solution, and what will be the approximation value here. So we see here, so if delta x and delta y are taken the very small error in the measurement, then what will be the result here? The delta u makes the error in value of u. So in this way we can find out the error approximation, and this formula is very most important when we goes to the practical approach, right? And this is known as change in the function is equal to fxy, and that is known as delta u, right? So in this way we can find out the value of this by the practical approach in the laboratory as well as our lab, right? In this way we can find out the problem by using the such type of error. Suppose x is a distance, say x is a quantity, I suppose x is any quantity, then absolute error will be delta x. That means small change in x, that is known as absolute error. In the same way, what will be the relative error here? So relative error will be delta x upon x, and what will be the percentage error? So percentage error will be, percentage error is equal to delta x upon x into 100. In this way we can find our problem, right? Now question is that how to solve and what will be the roadmap of our solution. The roadmap will be depend on the two things. First of all, suppose I want to calculate error approximation of any function. That means first of all we see here the formula is given, first types of problem, and formula is not given, right? So student keeping in the mind, suppose this problem arises, so this problem may be, right, class 1st to 12th, any kinds of formula. If formula is not given, right, so suppose this will be the new problem. Suppose I just example, suppose I want to calculate area of rectangular. So that means student study it in the previous class. That means this problem, that means formula is not given. Suppose I want to say that, right, capacity of a car. So that means student not study the capacity of a car. So that means formula will be given here. So that means there are two types of formula and two types of problem. First of all, formula is given. Second is formula is not given. Suppose I want to calculate area of rectangular. So what will be the conclusion? That means student no area of rectangular. So that means formula is not given. Suppose I want to calculate capacity of an engine, right? So that means formula is not given, right? So So in this way we can say that first of all we see the problem very carefully. Now we consider here the problem, how to solve the such type of problem. First question is compute the approximate value of this 1.04 raised to the power 3.01. So first of all we say here that, right, suppose this will be x and this will be y, then this goes to x raised to the power y. So first of all we see that this bracket 1.04 is the nearest value of 1, and this power is the nearest value of 3. So we can say that this is the function of x raised to the power y, right, and x is equal to 1 here, right, and y is equal to 3 here. Then what will be the value of del x? That means small increment, that will be 0.04 here. So in this way we can find out our problem to solve the situation. In this way we can say that our problem should be here very clarified. In this way we see here what will be the result here. So compute the approximation value of 1.04 3 raised to the power 0.1. So what will be the result here? Suppose let the function is this. So what will be the result we see here, right, very carefully. So what will be the result we see here, right? So x is the 1 and y is equal to 3 here. I'll also write this. So what will be the delta x here? So delta x will be here, I see here. So what will be the delta x, right? We see here what will be the delta x here. So delta x will be 0.04 here and delta y 0.01 here. So what will be the value here? We see here, right, this is the formula to calculate the del f here. So what will be the conclusion here? So delta y is equal to differentiation with respect to x and this is differentiate with respect to y. So what will be the differentiation of x with respect to x? Y, x raised to the power y minus 1, and there is, we write here a raised to the power x, that means a raised to the power x into log a. So I write the formula. So in this way we can find out our problem one by one and solve the multiple variable. So what will be the conclusion here? So result will be 0.12 here. Now question is that, right, what will be the error, approximation error? This is the formula of approximation error. First of all, we calculate fxy. Fxy is this here, right? So what will be the conclusion here? We see here, right? So value of this will be fxy, 1 raised to the power 3 is equal to 1 here. So this will be fxy and this will be delta f, and the delta f goes to 0.12. So what will be the value here? We see here, so 1 raised to the power 3, because this is calculated from this part. So what will be the total conclusion? 1.12. So in this way we can calculate the value of this function will be 1.12 here. So in this way we can find the approximate value of this value. If student calculated very carefully, then result will be very beautiful here. So in this way we can say that error approximation is the part of our engineering when we compute any types of data in computer as well as our laboratory. So in this way we can find out our problem, what will be our effect. This is the new and large verification of our result. We see here the new problem, find the possible percentage error in computing of the parallel resistance, right? And formula is given. If formula is not given, that means student know what is the parallel resistance formula in studied in the 12th in physics, right? But formula is given here, right? 1 upon r is equal to 1 upon r1 plus 1 upon r2 plus 1 upon r3 here, and percentage error is given each 1.2 percentage. So how to calculate? So first of all we differentiate here, right? What will be the answer of differentiation? Here we see it there. What is the differentiation of 1 upon r? The differentiation of 1 upon r is minus 1 upon r square into delta r. That means small change in r, right? In the same way, what is the differentiation of 1 upon r1? The differentiation of 1 upon r1 is equal to minus 1 upon r1 square into delta r1. I write here. In the same way, delta r2 upon r2 square. In the same way, delta r3 upon r3 square. Now question is that what will be the effect here, right? Suppose we multiply by 100 on both sides. So what will be the result here? So we multiply by both side by 100, because there is given percentage error. This is percentage error in r1, this is percentage error in r2, and this is percentage error in r3. So first of all we create here, this is known as percentage error in r1, this is known as percentage error in r2, and this is known as percentage error in r3. So what will be the result here? So 1.2, I write here 1.2, right? 1.2 and 1.2. So what will be the result? So 1.2 and divided by 100 is common, and there will be r1 1 upon r1 plus 1 upon r2 plus 1 upon r3. What will be the value of this? So value of this is 1 upon r. So what will be the result here? We see that, right? So this is the error approximation in r will be 1.2 here. So in this way we can say that there is no effect of the parallel resistance. If one resistance by errored by 1.2, so result will be errored by 1.2. So the student can be use such type of problem in our practical approach. Next problem is find the percentage of error in calculating the area of ellipse. So that means area of ellipse is studied in the 12th level. This is the equation of ellipse, and student know what is the area of ellipse. That means formula is not given here. When the error of plus 1% is made measuring by the major axis and the minor axis. Plus means that means increasing, minus will be decreasing here. So suppose if x and y are the semi-axis of the ellipse, so what will be the area? So area, we know that the area of the ellipse is pi into xy, right? Now taking log on both sides, because after the differentiation we can solve it. So consider the log, taking on log both sides, and this will be log a, log pi, log x and log y. Suppose I want to differentiate it, right? So what will be the differentiation of log a, because this is the variable, right? So 1 upon log a into delta a, right? Log pi is the constant value, so differentiation of this will be 0 here, and differentiation of log x will be dx upon x, and differentiation of log y will be dy over y. Now question is that there is given the percentage error. So first of all we multiply by this by 100. So we multiply by this by 100, and this is known as percentage error in x, this is known as percentage error in y, and this is giving to 1. So that means 2%. That means area of ellipse errored by 2%. So in this way we can calculate the error approximation in any kinds of situation. So right, so in this way, suppose we have the another example, the deflection at the center of the rod, length L and diameter D, supported at its ends and loaded at the center with a weight varies as, that means formula is given, loaded is depend on the this formula, that means student not study such type of problem, right. So that means formula will be given here. The percentage increment in the deflection corresponding to the percentage increase in W and L and D 3 to 1 respectively. So what will be the roadmap to solve the such type of problem? So first of all we consider here that m is proportional to this, suppose I let, and m is equal to k because k is the constant, and taking log on both sides. So what will be the result will be here? So result will be taking log m, log k, log w and 3 log l here. In this way we can find out the 4 log t, and what will be the value of Vc here? So differentiation of this will be delta m upon m, and differentiation of this will be 0 because k is the constant, and differentiation of this will be delta w over w and 3 delta l upon l. This is the differentiation of this, and this is the differentiation of this, right. So now what will be the new effect of our? So first of all we multiply by 100 because percentage error is given. This is known as percentage error in W, this is known as percentage error in L, and this is known as percentage error in D. So in this way we can find our problem and solve the different situation, and this is equal to 3 and 3 and this is equal to 1. So what will be the resulting here? So resulting will be 5 here, right. 3 to the 6 or 3 9, 9 minus 4 is equal to 5. That means m is errored by 5%. In this way we can find the result of our practical approach as well as our laboratory testing. In this way we can find the other problem in the estimation of number of bricks in the measure, that is the piles of bricks 5 by 10 by 5 counted off in the estimation, right. The bricks is taken 100 bricks of 1 meter cube. Find the error in cost because number of bricks is depend on cost. So what will be the effect on cost? Tape, when the tape is stretched at the time of measurement 2% beyond its standard length, and the cost of bricks is rupees 2 per 1000, that means 2 rupees per bricks. So what will be the, we see here what will be the effect on the cost in this example? That is very most important problem, right. So what will be the result here? Suppose length is equal to x, breadth is equal to y and height is equal to z. So what will be the volume? Volume is equal to LBH. So what will be the volume here? X, Y, Z. In this way we can find out, right. Suppose I wants to taking right log here. So what will be the logarithm here? Log v plus log x is equal to log x plus log y plus log z, log m into n into, right, formula. Apply the formula. Now differentiate. What will be the differentiate of this? So differentiate of this will be delta v upon v, and what will be the differentiation of this? Delta x upon x. In the same way 1 upon y into delta y. In the same way delta z upon z, and multiply by 100 on both sides because there is given percentage error. So how to convert it into percentage error? We see here. So we multiply by 100 on the both side. This is known as percentage error in volume, and this is known as percentage error in length. This is known as percentage error in breadth, and this is known as percentage error in height, and each of equal to 2, 2, 2, 2. So this is 6. That means at the time of measurement volume errored by 6%. Now I want to calculate delta v here, right. So v goes to this side, and what will be the result we see here? That is very most important part. So this will be this, right, and what will be the delta v? So delta will be here 15 cubic centimeter. Now question is that what will be the result here? That means at the time of bricks 1 meter cube is equal to right, given that 100 bricks. So what will be the counting error in 15? So 15 into 100. So what will be the result of 1500? Now we see here that what will be the cost error? So hence cost error will be here, right, because rupees 2 bricks is 1 bricks. So what will be the here? We see here the cost error is rupees 1500. What will be the error in cost of bricks? Rupees 1500 and multiply by 2 because rupees 2 have 1 bricks, I write here, right? So what will be the effect on cost? 3000 rupees. That means their error in cost rupees 3000. So in this way we can find out our problem by using the such type of activity, right? That means error approximation is the very most important topic for the engineering student. In this way we can find the each and every problem. In this way we can say some another example based on, right, that is very most important. If the side of sides and angle of a triangle ABC verify in such a way that circumradius remain constant, then prove that this is equal to this. This is the formula student study in the 12th level, how to prove it and how to calculate, right? We know that the sine rule, right, a upon sine a, right, is equal to this and this. So what will be the result here? So this will be the result here in circumference level. So what will be the result here? We see here. So we know that a is equal to 2ra and b is equal to 2rb and c is equal to 2rc. This is known as sine rule. So what will be the result here? We see here very carefully, right? In this way we can find out our problem. Suppose I wants to calculate differentiate is, so dA is equal to 2r because r is the constant, and differentiation of sine a is equal to cos a are into delta a. In the same way differentiation of this dB and 2r into cos b into dB. In the same way I write here, and what will be the effect? We see here, right, this condition. So we see here very carefully, right? I want to calculate this calculation, dA upon cos a plus dB upon cos b plus dC upon cos a. So value of dA is this, I put up here, right? Value of this dB is I put up here, and value of dC is I put up, and 2r is the common, right? And this will be the common, and remaining constant will be here dA plus dB plus dC. Why? We see here very carefully. In this way we know that a plus b is equal to c. So what will be the value of dA plus dBc is equal to 0 here. So in this way we can say that result will be 0. So in this way we can solve our problem, right, by using the error approximation. Suppose we have the another problem to solve the such type of problem. The angle of a triangle side ABC, and the small change in delta A, delta B, delta C, I write here, right, and made the measuring of the angle AB side ABC, show that the change in A given by the problem, that is this, that is very most important part, right? We see here. So what will be the result here? So because we know that, right, in the previous problem we see here that, right, a delta B plus delta C is equal to 0. So what will be the conclusion here? So right, student study this formula in the 12th level. Now question is that what will be the differentiation of this? I write here question to rule very carefully and see the result. So what will be the result of cos a? So differentiation of cos a is equal to minus sine a into delta a, and in this problem I apply the question to root 2b whole square 2bc as it is and write the differentiation. In this way we find the differentiation. Now after the calculation, right, I discuss here, right, this part will be the together and this will be together. So what will be the result here? So suppose delta B is common, so what will be the effect on this problem? So this is the common part and this will be the common part, and result will be very carefully here, the result will be this here. Suppose I write first of all upon this and this upon this. So what will be the result we see here? So result will be this, right, b square minus a square plus c square upon bc, and a square plus b square dc is equal to this, and this will be equal to, I write here in this way. So what will be the result here? We see the, and we know that this formula area of triangle is equal to 1 upon 2 bc into sine a. So what will be the result? We see here very carefully. So result will be this very carefully. I write the formula of this, right, and calculate it part will be very carefully. So student see very carefully, result will be this. And suppose I want to calculate here delta B cos C, delta C cos B, and delta A. So what will be the value here? We see here, right? So values will be this here, and we see here what will be the value, and this will be the our problem. So in this way we can find out our problem. This is the problem. What will be the error approximation? Delta A, delta B, delta C. I suppose I add all three terms. So what will be the effect of there? We see here very carefully. So suppose I taking the common part of all of these, right, delta 1 upon delta 2 delta is common. So what will be the conclusion here? A, I write here a multiply by this, b cos C is there, right, and c cos C, and this is equal to also a. Student study this formula into 12th level, and a minus a will be 0 here, right. In the same way c cos a minus a cos C, this will be equal to b here, and this is b minus bg. In the same way I write here. So in this way we can say that this will be part equal to c and c minus c is cancel out. Now question is that what will be the conclusion of this result? So conclusion of this result will be a minus a is equal to 0, b minus b is equal to 0, and c minus c is equal to 0. Now conclusion will be here very carefully, the result will be here. The previous slide, I goes to the previous slide. So what will be the result here? So result will be here 0, I write here. So in this way we can find out our problem. Now next is I introduce a new topic here, the introduction of maxima and minima here, right? So suppose in this way we can find out how to calculate the minima and maxima by using the our problem, and student studied in the 12th level of the one variable, but there is maxima and minima is depend on the two variable. First of all, I discuss some portion of the 12th level. In the 12th level, first of all, students suppose formula is given in the such type of y is equal to x square, right, plus x and plus 1, right. Find the maximum and minimum value and local maxima minima in this way. So we find out the dy over dx first, and for the maximum and minimum dy over dx, that means first derivative should be 0, right, and calculate the critical point, and after this we calculate the second derivative. If second derivative is negative, then function will be maxima here, and second derivative at the point will be positive, that means minima here, right. Why? Question is that why? So we see here very carefully what, why. So we see here, right. So what will be the result of our problem here? So we see here, suppose this is the 2-dimension plane and I wants to calculate a graph here, right. So that means this will be the maximum value of this graph and parallel to the x-axis. If parallel to the x-axis, that means dy over dx is equal to 0. In this way we can say that maximum value, if function attains the maximum value, that means first derivative will be equal to 0. So in this way we can find out our problem and solve the different variable. But in today lecture we discuss how to solve the two variable method, right. Question is that, right. So in this way we can say that each and every function have the maximum and minimum value. Suppose graph goes to this side, so this will be the minimum value, this will be the minimum value, this is also parallel to the x-axis. So we can say that for the maxima and minima, first derivative will be 0 here. So in this way student recall when we require the maxima and minima, so we solve very carefully because we are study here maxima minima of two variable. In the next lecture I elaborate how to solve the maxima minima of two variable in briefly. If today lecture student have any problem, so they can contact me my number and I will try to solve their problem, right. So Jai Hind all of you.